To open a check, select on the desired table where the customer is, and from here a keypad will show up on the screen. Now this is where it's asking you to identify the number of customers that are seated at this table. You'll notice that the table number 4 has two little nodules next to it. Now this means that the capacity of this table is 2. This is a 2-seat table versus table 11, which has 4. And of course these can be adjusted to anything based on the configuration of those tables. In this case I'm going to say there's 2 people at table 4. Now in doing that, it now brings up the order screen as you can see in front of you here. And within this I can now start placing my order. Before we get into the actual ordering process, let's take a look at some of the information that's down along the bottom. First of all, we have this black line here that contains, for example, number of customers, 2. So this gives a head count in terms of how many people are seated at this table. Time seat. This locks on to the time when this check was opened. So at this point, this is when the check started. Last change. This pertains to information from the last previous check in terms of what change was given to that. And server, in this case being supervisor. Now this is important because this will show who owns this check, the person who opened this check, the person who is responsible for the cash. And so in this case it is the supervisor, being myself. Coming down along the bottom, we have first of all the PixelPoint logo. Now of course if you select on this, then it will take you out to the login screen again. It will log you out of the system. At the time of doing that, it will also send off any information that you've ordered at the time. So if you've ordered some food or some beverages, then it will send them off to the kitchen and the bar and wherever else. We also have the table number here, table number 4. The At 1 button here, this is a quantity button. So if I was to select on this, it will ask me to enter the quantity of item. So I would select on this and then choose the desired item, and it would order it in that quantity. The Finish button will take you to the Finish screen, allowing you to close the check. Split checks will allow you to split this check into multiple checks. So for example, if everyone says separate checks please, then you can take whatever was ordered, and by selecting on split checks, it will allow you to divide it out accordingly. Functions. There are all kinds of different functions that you can use within this system, and we'll be taking a look at that later on. And then finally, Leave Table. This will take you back to the table layout screen, and at this time, if there was anything that was ordered, it will send it off to the kitchen or the bar or wherever else. You'll see now by selecting on Leave Table, I now have the table showing up in red, which means it's an open check. There is something that was done to it, and it belongs to me, so it is my check. To go back into it, I select on that table, and I'm back into the orders screen again.